To become profitable, it is every trader's dream. So I've put together a compilation of 10 principles from Alex G himself, what brought him from zero to hero to become a professional trader. So ultimately, it is not all about skill, but it's also more likely about the mindset. So I've put together the mindset of Alex G, trying to understand how he was able to make it. So have a look.
Oh my God, I'm just playing with them now, yeah. Oh my God, what you saying loud, yeah. I can't respect it, I'm in the gym, but I am not flexing. Came from a Ford, I'm needing a Lexus. Shooting like Luke, I told him I'm next.
Number one, know how much you want and how much you're willing to risk.
Like all the time. And there's been a big debate. A lot of people are just risk management is key. You have to follow 1% or less, be conservative. And I think that's more to do with prop firms. And then I see other figures like Q Banks, who is very vocal about risk management is for bitches, basically. I see Umar Ashraf that I had a long conversation with, and he wasn't more like it's for bitches. He was more like, you don't want to have an account that's going linear. You want an account that can go parabolic and grow really fast. And he was like, start off the year conservative, and then as the year goes on, double down on risk, double down on your big setups, and work accordingly like that. What's your belief system on risk management?
It depends how rich you want to be. Like, do you want to be rich or do you want to be like rich? Okay. So if you want to be rich, the 1% is not going to cut it, respectfully. But if you just want to be rich and, slowly grow, the 1-2% is definitely it. I don't fully, follow Q's, opinion on it, fuck percentage. It's all about money. At the end of the day, the money is percentage. It's pretty common sense. I personally do believe that you should take quality type of trades. And then if you're very confident on those trades, you should I personally risk myself 5 to 6% per trades.
Okay.
But I'm only taking about 1 to 2 trades maybe every other 2 weeks, every other 3 weeks. Like, I'm being very selective. Like, the way I always put the analogy is I'm a baseball player. I'm sitting at home base, and you could throw a bunch of balls at me, but I am not going to swing until there's that perfect straight ball that I know I'm going to hit. So the odds of me losing are not that high because I'm simply being very patient on the type of trade that I take. And when I do take it, I'm going to pretty much be very confident behind my risk. Now, if I lose, I'm totally fine with the loss. I'm okay with that because I pretty much pre-selected that risk and I'm okay with it. But it just depends everybody's risk tolerance.
Principle number 2, treat every trade like a business investment.
Trade frequency. So it's not necessarily about risk, but traders risk overall, which matters as well.
And the way I see it is I treat every single trade as if it were to be a business investment. And great business investments don't come 5 times a day. They don't come 5 times a week. They don't come 5 times a month. So every single trade that I take, I believe it's way higher of probability than any other scalper out there. Obviously I don't know, but I personally believe that every trade should be a business investment, and you should treat it as if it were to be super, super good quality, not just taking trades just to take trades.
Business principle number 3, copy those who you want to become and follow their journey.
I left uni or college because,
just like me, yeah.
Like there's no way. Cuban parents, immigrants in the United States, not happening. You gotta do some shit. So I was still going to the campus, but I was just trying to figure out how to make money online at campus. So I was going to like the lunch area, I was going to the library, just places wherever I can get the internet, get on the computer. And it's kind of where I just started figuring out how to make money online and seeing how different people on social media are flexing this crazy lifestyle. Try to just copy them.
Success principle number 4, don't ask for anything and figure it out.
I was doing okay. I probably had like $5,000-$10,000 saved up. So I was living with my parents. I was probably making like $2,000-$3,000 from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, so all this was happening while she was still working as well?
Yeah. I had to have a job this whole entire time.
Yeah.
Just because for my own stuff. Like my parents could have helped me out, obviously.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I see my dad working hard. I don't want to ask him for anything. I gotta, get it on my own.
Do it for yourself, yeah.
So pretty much I was the whole entire time just trying to figure out like this new craft that I'm gonna pretty much learn and make it my everyday shit. So I was about 6 months trying to figure that out while I was still working the job and then still living at my parents' house.
Next principle, be open-minded and be willing to learn more.
Doing the whole drop shipping, I came across one of these Instagram posts like, hey, you want to learn how to trade Forex? And you can start with $500. Come to this, these seminar, these meet and greet events. Like that. It's down the street from my house. I'll go to it. Pull up to these events and you have 1,000 people rounded out there. They're like, stand up and dance. I'm like, all right, I guess stand up and dance. It was kind of cool because it got me into a vibe of other successful people at what I thought at the time that kind of had the same vision, make money online. And then pretty much there, I just, started learning the topic of Forex and the pros and the cons about it. And in my opinion, I think Forex, the product and the way how trading in that market is so much more attractive than the stock market. So when I realized obviously the entry barrier was a lot less, I just kind of stayed pretty much in that path.
Another principle from Aleg G saying, learn other skills as well in order for you to go to the next level. Don't rely on the current skill you have, but improve on what you have and be willing to learn something new.
It's misty.
It's misty. So you can be there for 3 hours and you might not even change shade at all. Whereas like I've just been in Marbella like is like this powerful blue sky. You can be in there for half an hour and you're literally turn black.
Yeah, I tried, but so usually all the free time that I would have at that point, I was just replying to DM, just answering people's questions, and that should just snowball. And I ended up liking the interaction from the people, and I just turned it into what it is now.
It was like me. I had no intention of becoming a YouTuber. I actually started making videos because people were just asking me questions about my physique. It's like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How should I train? It's like, God damn, these questions. I said the same questions over and over again. Let me just make some videos, and I'll just answer the questions in those videos, and then it just started to take off.
That's usually kind of how it works. And then the impact is more organic. It's more real. A lot of people now, they want to be an influencer by force. They want to go into it without a purpose.
Yeah, well, yeah. And I've realized as well is there's a lot of people who are trying to teach and educate, but they're not got there yet. Like they haven't done the work. They haven't got the experience, or they haven't even developed the skill sets to be teaching people how to do a certain thing.
Like, well, obviously, like what I tell these guys that I want to have a community with all due respect, like, not who are you, but like, what have you done? Like, why should somebody go and follow you and get advice from you? Like, what have you done to set your name to that point so then you can offer that service to somebody else? You made money 1 month, 2 months. That's not how it goes. You have to have a real track record behind it.
But Aleg G's next lesson: learn from your mistakes.
The account, I scaled it to $80,000 in my bank account. I'll never forget $80,000 where I had literally never made that type of money. I had left Dunkin' Donuts and my only focus was trading. But then I entered a slope that I was not prepared for. A very slippery slope that almost cracked me completely and put me right back in the position that I was. The same month that I quit Dunkin' Donuts and I had made $80,000 in my account, I blew $30,000 of my net worth, which is nearly 50% of it, in 1 single month. I feel like I was the king of the world. I thought that I was invincible, and I felt like as if I could have won every single trade. What had happened is that I entered a winning streak for 3 months. I caught a great movement in the market, and I capitalized off of it very well. It was perfectly timed. But then when that volatility started to go down, I was blinded. I thought that volatility was going to happen forever. And little did I know that me losing those $30,000 of my net worth put me in a position where now I'm scared to risk more money because I don't want to go back to work. I can't ask my parents for money again. Now I've raised my life to a certain standard that now I have to stay there and continue to grow. There's no way I can go down. So I pretty much cornered myself into a position where I was full of fear. I was scared to take the next step because I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to continue in pain. But I said, you know what? If I made it this far and I made this much money by simply showing up every single day, what did I do wrong? So I started analyzing my mistakes. I go back and I look at my trade history and I started looking at the trades that I took the losses on. And I started to look at the trades that I took a win on. And that's where I realized that I was taking a good amount of trades that were trading with the trend when I won. And when I was taking trades that I would lose, I was taking trades against the trend. So there I see a little bit of a pattern. Then I realized that when I was making a lot of money, I was trading less. When I started losing money, I was trading more. And then I realized how much I was risking. Whenever I would risk less, I'd make more. Whenever I would risk more, I would lose less. These 3 things combined is probably one of the most powerful data points that I could have self-analyzed in my whole entire journey. Because what that did, it just not only made me redefine everything I was doing wrong and helped me optimize what I was doing right, but now I was no longer scared to take a next step because I knew exactly now why I failed.
Lesson: don't take no for an and don't let anybody else discourage you.
That are willing to put these 6 months to 2 years into learning to trade, and I imagine lots of our viewers would do it as well. But not a lot of people are successful. Not a lot of people are flying on private jets like yourself.
Yeah.
So what makes you different from all those people that have failed? What are the qualities that you have?
So I don't take no for an excuse. So whenever anybody would say, "Oh, that's not possible," I'm like, bro, I don't give a shit. I think that it's possible, and I've done the math in terms of like, dude, if you just double up a week for 12 weeks, dude, you're at $1 million. Like that's just how it works, right? If you just simply do the math. I'd say like what really makes me different is that I don't care to put everything on the risk right now, lose everything, because I know I'll get it back. A lot of people out there are scared of losing the money. They're scared of losing the lifestyle they have right now. And I'm a firm believer that the lifestyle that I got right now is because of the risk that I've been able to take and the way I've been able to learn and manage those risks and those swings that have gone up and down and have made me the person that I am today. Not a lot of people are ready to do that kind of stuff. Not a lot of people are ready to put everything on the line just to say, yo, I did it. Like, I'm technically putting my reputation on line right now, publicly showing this for a whole entire year. Like, if, let's say I was trading under a bank, the bank's gonna look at me and be like, bro, this guy's trash. Like, he's been trying to make this happen for a whole year. He hasn't been able to do it. So I'm putting my reputation out there at risk because I know when I achieve it, it's just nobody's gonna be able to say anything, you know? What do you mean, like when they're...
People complain, they give out, they blame everything but them, they sleep in, they watch porn. Like, why do you think people look to external things when you're just like, fuck it, let's go?
So I love winning, whether it's winning anything. Like I'll race against anybody just to think that I can win. Like I'll play basketball against a professional athlete, just the art of me challenging myself to win. So I just like being a winner. I just like competing for something, and I like figuring out ways how to succeed in it, whether it's trading, whether it's business, whether it's sports. I just want to succeed. And that's what keeps me going. I don't want to be a loser. I think second place is the first loser. Nobody remembers second place. You only look at first. So I do anything that I possibly can to always be the winner. So that keeps me going. And a lot of people out there, they don't have that winning mindset.
Why do you think they don't?
Because maybe they're just comfortable. Like, I can give you a perfect example. My own cousins, right? My siblings, like, they have me one phone call away. We grew up together. And I've tried to put them on to what I do. I've tried to make them like managers of my businesses. I've tried to make them like COOs of my businesses. And like, look, I'm going to start you off paying you $120,000 a year. That's more than what you're making right now, your current job. I just need somebody loyal for the position. And they don't take it. They don't want the pressure. They don't want to fuck up, and they don't want to have that uncertainty that if they fuck up with me, then I have to, fire them or whatever. So they just don't have what it takes. They don't want to. They rather make $50,000 a year at a corporate job that they studied for than taking the risk and making, let's say, 110, 120.
Yeah, people want to live a quiet life of desperation instead of taking the risk and having the uncertainty. They want to have the certainty of desperation versus the uncertainty of quite literally greatness. Right?
Exactly. And yeah, I think like, for example, like the viewers that are watching this video, I don't think they're those people. I think those people don't even go onto YouTube and look at podcasts on how to be successful. Like the people that watch these videos are people that are just trying to figure out what can they do to change their life to get to that point. Like they understand that they have to put in the work, but they just need a reason to not stop. And they need that little bit of like, I did this when I was down, and then everything just changes for them. They just need something, because right now, my cousins, my siblings, they don't even know what YouTube is. Like, they don't care because they just simply got their degrees. They are going to their 9-to-5 job. When they're done, they either go to a bar, they go home, watch Netflix. They just live their life. They don't have aspirations of getting bigger. I think people that go online are constantly looking for new information are the people that actually want to grow in life.
Are you watching YouTube videos? Were you reading any books? Did you buy any courses, any mentorship or anything like that?
Yeah, so I was never good at school. So the whole reading the book thing, that was not for me because I was a certain person when I started to entertain this whole topic about trading, right? Like I was still smoking weed, still hanging around with, not the best people, like, still, being a kid. You get me? I'm 18, 19, I'm still just being young. Not giving it 100%, going out, just being a retard, right? And my mindset was not fully there. So I guess after blowing a lot of my accounts, blowing a lot of challenges, that's where I'm like, I just have to turn into a different person for this to fit. Because the person that I am right now, it's just not going to work. It's not going to make any sense with what trading is going on right now.
Yeah.
So I slowly started to develop into a different person. And that's where I started believing in buying a course from somebody. And then I started believing in like, all right, I have to actually watch the whole video and take notes down. Because I just watch a video, I'm like, all right, cool, got it, try and go and figure it out. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
You have to watch the video, take notes down, rewatch your notes. That's where I started investing into courses. I think I probably bought like 7 to 8 different courses. I bought, you know, signals from everybody. Tried to make a living.
Make some money at the same time.
Try to make it, you know.
Yeah.
So I definitely did all that route, but I wasn't the person that I was at the beginning, nor was I the same person in the middle or the same person now. You change as a person throughout the whole way.